Hi there. Sometimes I go to flea markets, even locally here where I live in Sweden. And sometimes I can find some really cool gems. I'm going to show you a couple of those things that I found on a flea market here just recently. There's a box camera here, which used to be called a Brownie. This is a Brownie 620, this one here. And I have this amazing brand new in box Polaroid SLR680 camera. This is an old Polaroid camera that I think came from around the 80s, maybe the early 80s. It's an automatic camera. It's a foldable camera, but you're going to take a look at that later. And here is a really interesting gem. This is really cool. Look at this. This is an old radio that actually looks like it is from the 20s. And I don't think it is from the 20s because there's no brand, as you can see. There's no branding on it. There's no branding on the backside either. Of course, it could be missing, but I can't see any marks from it. So I think this is someone who has tried to reproduce the radio from those times in order to have some kind of a cool radio that kind of looks like it's from the 20s. But I've actually found real parts from the 20s inside of this box, and I think the dials are as well, but we're going to take a look at that later. And I just love collecting all kinds of stuff on flea markets, and that's what we're going to talk about today in this vlog. I just love to collect these things, you know, and because they're retro, they're kind of cool. They have that old school cool in a way. Here's the Brownie 6 camera. It's called the Brownie 620. This one is kind of weird. It has this kind of a weird sort of viewfinder. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try to catch it on camera. You can see that it actually tries to catch the surroundings and show it on this little display. It also has a side display that does pretty much the same thing. It's kind of like today's viewfinder, except it had two separate lenses for that. So it's actually sort of a projector technique, if you like. The inside of this used to have a really big film that you can put inside of it. As you can see, it's a little bit rusty. I think it's been in somebody's attic for a really, really long time. But it does work, I think. Yeah, the shutter. I don't know if you can see it here, but a shutter just briefly opens when you press it. So I think this thing could actually work, but I don't think you can find film for this today. And will you believe this? I found this amazing thing. This is a really, really big find. I found that this actually catches a couple of thousands on eBay. Not dollars, but Swedish kroners. And I got it for like 11 Swedish kroners, roughly $1.50 or something like that. And it's brand new in box, can you believe that? And it's from the 80s, so let's check it out and see how it looks. I'm gonna open this. It has this nice box where it comes in, user manual and everything. This is really awesome, look at that. And I think it has the original strap and everything in it. Yep, it has, brand new in box, it has the original strap and everything. And this is a really cool Polaroid camera. I don't know if anybody is old enough on this show to remember these things, but this was an Insta camera, which means you could take a picture immediately and have it develop just a few minutes later, because it had film and all the chemicals inside of the flat film that comes out of this thing right built inside of it. And this is a rare item. And there's a company today that actually is called the Extreme Project, I think, that makes film for this today. So it's actually possible to use this thing. But they're quite expensive. Let's see if this thing still works. You're supposed to open it by pulling it here. And you have to be quite gentle still because it's not the easiest thing to do. Ah, there you go. There it comes. Up. Opens. And you can see it becomes a real Polaroid camera. You can actually fit this one inside of a pocket. I have that big pockets myself. I can actually fit this thing inside of that pocket. It's actually pretty cool. Let's take a picture. Smile. Oh, I think the battery is out. I think finally it did. Or is there an on and off button that I don't know about? Because I've forgotten this for a really long time. Wait a second. I think the flash is on. That's not supposed to be on. I'm turning that up. Yeah, and it works. believe it or not, the original Polar batteries is this is one of those flat batteries, is still inside. Listen to this. So it still works. So this is kind of amazing. It's very beautiful too. It also is really good at taking autofocus, because you only have to half press this button and it's sort of autofocus with that. See if I can fold it back again. There's a release mechanism on the side, I think, which is kind of important to press in order to get this one back. There you go. Because if you just pressure this thing, I think it's going to be broken. I'm not going to chance that, because this is kind of a collector's item. So I'm going to keep this one. This is a keeper for sure. Let's put it back in the box, just like it used to be. The other way around, obviously. All right, let's do this. There you go. There you go. And now for pièce de la résistance. I don't even know how to say that. Pièce de la résistance or something like that. Resistance or something like that. I don't know. But this is the big thing. This is the thing I've been wanting to show you. And that is this amazing old radio here. This is cool. Just look at that. And the dials are so old that I have to be really careful washing it, because you can see it can actually come off. The white on the dials actually come up. And you can see this dial in the middle there is kind of loose. And this is the speaker input or output in that way. Because in the olden days, this thing doesn't come with a speaker built inside. You have to have an external speaker, which is usually kind of like a horn in a way. Really big too. Let's take a look inside, because this is kind of cool. Yep, it doesn't look entirely functional. Let's check this out. I made it outside today in my terrace because I think the weather is so beautiful. And it's so easy just to watch these things instead of having to film them from the inside of the house. Some kind of, what is this? I think that's a potentiometer. And then you have the big tuning. Oh yeah, the tuning capacitor is right here, as you can see. And then there is this huge coil here, which has some kind of select function inside of it. There's another coil that goes inside of it. You can't quite see that right here. But I found out that these old vacuum tubes here, they are actually from the 1920s. And I'm not kidding you. These are original tubes from the 1920s. So this is almost 100 years old. We're in 2016 now. So this is quite amazing. Maybe I'll look into repairing it one day. But I'm not sure I'm going to dare to do that, because I think this is gorgeous, just like a piece of furniture, if you like. So I kind of like this stuff. Well, that was all for this time. So please click subscribe and like if you like it. And I'll see you next time.